great things. When I was reading about T cells and reading about what you've just said, I have a son who's in the army, and it reminded me so much of really the same sort of dynamics of a military operation. The identification of a threat, call up the appropriate, what seems like the appropriate forces. They come in, tell them which is the best way to go and how to get there, right? Then they assess the situation, and then they would call up more specific resources to deal with this, and on it goes. And that is what is happening at a cellular level. Am I right?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to paint a picture to show clearly how elaborate, complex, back and forth, 100 times back and forth, communication is going on at the cellular level. That it's not just there are cells, it's that these cells are talking to each other and appear to be intelligent. Again, I'm loath to say that. I'll get attacked by someone because we don't even know what intelligence is. We have no idea what intelligence is. But from ordinary thinking about it, it sure looks like they're intelligent.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think, yeah. And I think it does define some of that. And just another thing there that just kind of blew my mind with a sort of army or military analogy was the fact that potential T cells are called to the thymus, right? Where they go through training, sort of like ranger school, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And make sure that they are appropriate enough for the front line and don't end up, killing the wrong cells, right? And what did you, I think the statistic was like 98% of them drop out and
Well,
considered
they're removed.
removed.
They
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to pass tests,
right.
and there are a variety of ways this occurs. One of them is called a nurse cell. It's a huge cell that takes the T cell into the middle of it and then sends all the proteins. Cells never make all the proteins. That's how they determine the difference between a muscle cell and a neuron, is that the DNA is only using, the odd number genes or the even number of genes, but here, this cell just bombards the T cell with all kinds of molecules and sees if it can handle anything. And because it's going to meet anything, because the viruses are going to come and they are mutating constantly, and they're bringing all kinds of molecules. We create synthetic molecules that we eat that nature has never seen before. The T cell has to deal with that. So the T cell can deal with any molecule, but it's even more subtle than that, because okay, yes, we can deal with it, but how strong are you? Are you too strong? Are you too weak? It's a very subtle determination that we don't understand yet. But so what I explain in the book is that the T cell has to be able to talk to other cells. Like the T cell tells the neuron when we're sick to create the sick feeling, so we lie down and take care of ourselves. When the infection's over, the T cell signals neuron no. So the T cell has to be able to talk and have enough of a relationship with this cell to talk to it, but not kill it, because T cell is incredibly powerful and it can instantly morph into a killer. And that's a whole process that has some checks and balances, but it can go awry, as we see in multiple sclerosis and other autoimmune diseases, the T cell's capacity to kill cells. But so it has to be able to communicate, but not too strongly. So the judgment that those thymus cells in the thymus college or university are determining this incredibly subtle thing that we don't even understand, that it can deal with anything that happens, and it will deal with it so that it can make a big attack against an army of viruses that are here, but it won't be so big that it can't be stopped as soon as the infection's over and tamped down, and it won't run around killing our cells. So it's amazing how smart these T cells are.